in the previous videos in this series, we talked about the different waves of conversational AI leading to the generative AI capabilities that we have today. We talked about how those generative AI capabilities are meeting or exceeding human performance on key benchmarks and standardized tests, and also how the costs of those models is coming crashing down over time. Then we showed what's possible, the kind of chatbots that we can create and voice bots that we can create using generative AI. And this has caused many people to do what they normally do, to go shopping, to issue an RFP, to go and buy a Gen AI product. People are asking me that all the time. Which platform should I buy? Which vendor should I go to? And the reality is that Gen AI is not a product. Let's look at all the things it takes to deliver the kind of experiences that are now possible with generative AI. Firstly, you've got to design a persona. What's the character of the system going to be like? You've got to design the interaction. How are we going to have this chatbot or voice bot interact with our customers? You've got to select the right AI model that meets your needs. And then you've got to do prompt engineering to put the right inputs in that model so we get the right outputs to create that experience, to deliver that interaction with that persona. And at that point, we might find we need a different model that's more powerful. And then we need to infuse the model with knowledge. And then we've got to integrate with back-end systems so we can carry out transactions. And that's just the experience. The different methodologies that we might consider include dynamic prompting. It's not just giving a static prompt to the system, but we're dynamically creating that. Something like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, which is a way that we bring in just the right information at each step in the interaction so that the language model can reason over that information and provide better responses. Good way of reducing hallucination. You need to sometimes create corpora, large data sets of information and experiences that you can use to then fine-tune models to achieve better performance or better price, performance, speed, balance. And then you need to evaluate. Human evaluation and automated evaluation, including using Gen AI to interact with and test Gen AI. And then you need the infrastructure. You need a speech to text to convert the input audio into text. You've got to host your language model somewhere. You need low latency text to speech. These three things all have to interact really quickly in a voice bot scenario. You've got to have your experience running somewhere, the RAG system, the integrations, the knowledge, the databases that contain all that. Where are you going to put all that? And then you've got to integrate it with the front end, with a chat widget or with the media streaming via your telco. And let's not forget compliance. We've got to consider information security, making sure that customers and that the AI doesn't have access to information that it shouldn't have. We've got to consider data residency, data ownership. A lot of model providers will use data to train their models, and that's not really appropriate for the kind of interactions that we have in contact centers. And then, of course, there's the evolving regulation around these. And you've got to consider redacting private information from logs and from the data that you use to train with. And then you need to do what's called red teaming. You need to have people try to deliberately break the bot, to jailbreak it and get it to say the wrong thing, divulge information that it shouldn't, or do something that might be embarrassing to the company, or even just use it as a free source of AI. All of these things have happened and companies have been caught out by it. So as you can see, we've got these 4 areas, and each of them I've listed just 6 examples of the things that need to go on here, and there are many more. So hopefully this illustrates that Gen AI is not a product. There's so much that goes into creating the chatbot and voicebot experiences that we've shared. And the other thing is that every aspect of this, every aspect of generative AI solutions is evolving daily. So even if you were able to buy a product that covered all of these things, it would be out of date very quickly.